Hey there! Breaking news that could put more money in your pocket: the IRS is rolling out new payments next week, and if you're one of the millions receiving Social Security, SSI, or SSDI benefits, you'll want to hear every detail of what's coming your way. Before we dive into these crucial updates that could affect your benefits, take a quick second to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss out on important news about your benefits and payments. You might be wondering, why is the IRS suddenly sending out these payments? Well, it's actually part of a broader initiative to address the rising cost of living and provide additional support to beneficiaries who've been hit hard by inflation. The timing couldn't be better, with many Americans still struggling to make ends meet in today's economy. Let's get right to what's important. These new IRS payments are specifically targeting Social Security, SSI, and SSDI recipients, and they're different from your regular monthly benefits. But here's what's really interesting: not everyone will receive the same amount, and some might get their payments sooner than others. The big question on everyone's mind is, how much can you expect to receive? The answer depends on several factors that I'll break down for you in detail. First, let's talk about who qualifies for these new payments. If you're currently receiving Social Security retirement benefits, Supplemental Security Income, SSI, or Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI, you're likely eligible for these additional payments. But there's more to it than just being a beneficiary. The IRS is looking at several factors, including your adjusted gross income from your most recent tax return, whether you have dependents, and if you've received certain other federal benefits in the past year. Now, you might be thinking, do I need to do anything to get these payments? This is where it gets interesting. For most beneficiaries, the process will be completely automatic, just like how you receive your regular monthly benefits. However, there are some situations where you might need to take action to ensure you receive your payment. For instance, if you haven't filed taxes in the last 2 years, or if you've recently moved or changed banks, you'll want to update your information with the IRS. Here's something crucial that many people don't realize: these payments are tax-free. Yes, you heard that right, the IRS won't count this as taxable income when you file your returns next year. This is especially important for those of you who carefully manage your income to maintain eligibility for other benefits programs. But wait, there's more you need to know about the timing of these payments. The rollout will happen in phases, starting next week. The IRS is using a specific schedule based on the last digits of recipients' Social Security numbers. This is similar to how they handled stimulus payments during the pandemic, but with some important differences that could affect when you receive your payment. One question that keeps coming up is, what if I receive multiple benefits, for example, both SSDI and SSI? Good news, you won't have to choose between payments. If you qualify under multiple benefit categories, you'll still receive your payment, but the amount might be adjusted based on your specific situation. Let's talk about the payment amounts. While the exact figures vary based on individual circumstances, most eligible recipients can expect payments ranging from several hundred to over $1,000. The IRS has established different tiers based on factors like income level, household size, and dependency status. For example, if you have qualifying dependents, you might be eligible for additional amounts per dependent. Here's something important that not everyone knows: these payments will be distributed through the same method you currently receive your benefits. If you get direct deposit, that's how you'll receive this payment. If you typically receive a check in the mail, that's how this payment will come too. However, direct deposit recipients will generally receive their payments faster than those waiting for paper checks. Now, let's address a concern many people have: will these payments affect my existing benefits? The short answer is no. These IRS payments are considered special payments and won't count against your resource limits for SSI or affect your eligibility for other federal or state benefits. This includes programs like SNAP, food stamps, Medicaid, and housing assistance. But here's where you need to pay attention: there are some key deadlines and requirements you should know about. While most beneficiaries won't need to take any action, certain situations might require you to update your information or verify your eligibility. The IRS has set up specific channels for handling these cases, and I'll explain exactly what you need to do if you fall into one of these categories. Something else to keep in mind: scammers are already trying to take advantage of this situation. The IRS will never call, email, or text you asking for personal information about these payments. If someone contacts you claiming to be from the IRS and asks for information or money, it's a scam. Always remember that official communication about these payments will come through the mail unless you've specifically set up electronic communications with the IRS. Let's talk about what happens if you don't receive your payment when expected. The IRS has established a process for tracking and claiming missing payments, similar to the system used for stimulus payments. I'll walk you through the steps you need to take if your payment doesn't arrive within the expected timeframe. One more crucial detail: these payments are part of a larger economic support package, and there might be additional benefits you qualify for beyond just these IRS payments. Many beneficiaries don't realize they might be eligible for other assistance programs, especially with recent changes to qualification requirements. Here's something interesting about the timing. The IRS chose next week for the rollout because it coincides with other benefit adjustments and updates to the system. This coordination is designed to make the process more efficient and ensure that beneficiaries receive their payments as quickly as possible. For those of you wondering about future payments, here's what we know: while these are currently one-time payments, there's ongoing discussion about possible additional rounds of support, depending on economic conditions and legislative actions. I'll keep you updated on any developments in this area. Now, let's talk about record keeping. It's important to save any notices you receive about these payments, as you might need them for future reference or when filing your taxes. The IRS will be sending out specific documentation that you should keep with your important papers. Here's a practical tip: if you're receiving these payments by direct deposit, keep an eye on your bank account and look for a deposit from the U.S. Treasury. The payment description will have a specific code that identifies it as part of this program. This will help you distinguish it from your regular monthly benefits. For those of you who help manage benefits for someone else, perhaps as a representative payee, there are special considerations you need to be aware of. The IRS has specific guidelines for how these payments should be handled in these situations, and it's important to follow them correctly. Remember that local Social Security offices and standard IRS customer service lines may have limited information about these specific payments in the first few days of the rollout. If you need to contact someone about your payment, I'll share the best ways to get accurate information and assistance. As we wrap up, let me remind you that staying informed about these changes is crucial. That's why I encourage you to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. We'll be providing updates as more information becomes available and walking you through any changes or adjustments to the program. And here's one final thought: while these payments are certainly welcome news, they're also a reminder of the importance of staying informed about your benefits and any changes that might affect them. The financial landscape for Social Security, SSI, and SSDI beneficiaries is constantly evolving, and staying up to date can make a significant difference in maximizing your benefits. Have you checked if you're eligible for these new payments? Do you have questions about how they might affect your specific situation? Drop your questions in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more updates on benefits, payments, and other important information that could affect your financial situation. Together, we'll navigate these changes and make sure you're getting all the benefits you're entitled to receive.